What I like about the Bible is, as far as I know, it's the only holy text that just tells it like it is. Specifically, it doesn't shy away from the shortcomings of its heroes. For example, Abraham was counted as righteous because he trusted God to bring him a son that would turn into a great nation, but that clearly wasn't enough to keep him from sleeping with another woman to get her pregnant because he couldn't wait on God's timing. King David was labeled a man after God's own heart, yet he went out and decided to have an affair, then murder the woman's husband to keep himself from getting caught. Then David's son, King Solomon, despite being the wisest person to ever live, said, you know what's better than one woman? All the women! This dude had 1,000 wives and concubines he would sleep with, and that debauchery ended up destroying his entire kingdom. Even Jesus told Peter he would be the foundation of the church, and then in practically the same breath, he literally called the guy Satan because Peter pushed back when Jesus predicted his own death. Just about everybody in the Bible, except Jesus, of course, has some gnarly skeletons in the closet, and the Bible doesn't shy away from any of that. Now, there are several takeaways here. The brutal honesty of the Bible leads to its historical accuracy and authenticity. I mean, if I were able to change the Bible, I'd probably start by removing the prostitutes from Jesus' family tree, but that's just me. Not only that, but this leads to more credibility to Jesus. I'm more inclined to believe the sinless life of Jesus because of how much the Bible is willing to talk about the sin of everybody else. The other big takeaway is that this proves what we call the doctrine of grace. Christians aren't saved because we lead good lives where we do all this good stuff and we don't do any of this bad stuff. God forgives us not because of what we do, but in spite of it. Nobody in the Bible earned grace, and you're not going to either. Last, this is a challenge to everybody, both Christians and those who aren't there yet. You don't need to fix your life to follow Jesus. Whether that's giving your life to Christ or taking another further step of discipleship, like being a missionary or leading a small group, or even just telling that one friend about Christ. Don't get me wrong, if there is sin in your life, you absolutely need to confess it and repent from it, but I promise you, you are never going to be in a place where you're good enough to follow God. You're just not. But God doesn't want your good behavior. He wants your heart. You don't have to fix the sin in your life. You just have to lay it at the feet of Jesus. I hope this helps. Take care, y'all.